In today's video, I'm going to share the good and bad about living in Burke, Virginia. When buyers reach out to us, they usually fall into one of two camps. They've narrowed down their search to just a few areas, or they have no idea where to start. No matter where you fall in the process, this video is going to give you a better sense of whether Burke is the right fit for you. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Crystal Walker with Ask a Walker, and I'm here to give you the inside scoop on everything you want to know about where to live in Northern Virginia. If you want even more info, or if you're ready to take the next step in your home buying journey, click the link in the description to schedule your perfect home consultation. We'll meet virtually to hash out your priorities, answer any remaining questions, and create a solid game plan for finding your next home. All right, so let's talk about what you need to know about living in Burke. Once on DC Urban Moms, I saw Burke described as a quiet green place, a place with freedom to roam, where it's super easy to run errands and get your kids to their activities. I think that's a fair assessment. All right, so let's get into the pros and cons. We're gonna start with the cons this go round. Probably the biggest con is gonna be the cost of living. Everyday expenses like groceries, dining out, and entertainment in Burke are pretty close to the national average. Nothing too extreme, but not exactly a bargain either. With that said, certain services like childcare, home maintenance, and landscaping can run a bit higher in this area than less populated parts of the country. While Burke can be more affordable than some other parts of Northern Virginia, it's still Fairfax County, and that often means higher than average expenses. And housing is gonna be the biggest factor. The average closed sales price of a single family home in Burke last year was $893,000, with the median price of $874,000. And when it comes to townhouses, it's gonna be a little bit less, but still more than you probably expect. Both the median and average sales price in 2024 was right around $590,000. Property taxes are also something to keep in mind. Depending on the value of your home, this could add a few $1,000s a year to your housing costs. For most detached homes, you could expect to spend anywhere between $6,000 and $10,000. There's also the yearly vehicle property tax to think about, which is calculated based upon your car's value. It can add up to a few $100s or even more if you're driving a luxury vehicle or a brand new car. It's not unusual for families to budget carefully to balance housing costs with the type of lifestyle they want. Burke definitely isn't the most affordable place to live, but for many, the quality of life here makes it worth the investment. All right, on to con number 2, traffic. And traffic in Burke can be a real hassle, especially during rush hour. The main roads like Burke Center Parkway, Old King Mill, and Fairfax County Parkway are great for getting around, but they can be super busy in the morning and evenings. A quick drive can easily turn into a slow, frustrating trip when traffic gets backed up here. Another thing to keep in mind is that Burke doesn't have direct access to major highways like 95 or 66. So to reach those routes, that often means navigating through heavily trafficked local roads first, which can sometimes be a bit of a headache. Plus, as more people move into the area, the roads are just getting busier and more unpredictable. With that said, you're about a 15 to 20 minute drive from the metro if you want to avoid driving. Then you have the Pentagon Express bus, which can get into the hot lanes in the morning if you're headed to the Pentagon. Finally, there's the VRE station at Burke Center, which is a nice option if you're commuting into DC. But like anything else, it depends on your schedule and where you need to go. It works for some, but it's not always the most convenient for everyone. So the bottom line on traffic is this: it can be pretty brutal. If you plan ahead, explore alternative modes of transportation, or if you have a flexible work schedule, you might be able to manage it better. Our third con, and this one you're gonna have to decide for yourself if it even is a con, is that it's truly suburban. What I mean by truly suburban is that it can be pretty dull. Sure, if you're an outdoor enthusiast, there's a lot to do between the various parks, but if you're interested in the nightlife or cool restaurants, you're probably out of luck in Burke. For restaurants, you're primarily gonna find fast food or chains, with a few mom and pop or locally owned spots here and there. It's less crowded and less densely built up than, say, Alexandria, but there's still adequate local grocery and other shopping. Burke isn't known for being exciting. If I'm being direct, some people would even say it's boring. A friend of mine once said she lives in Burke, and it's pretty boring, but honestly, at our age, so is she. Now, she said that about herself. She said that she's pretty boring. I just happen to agree. Overall, Burke is pretty homogenous. Not in population, because there's a strong military presence, and that brings in folks who've lived all over the world. And it's pretty diverse as well, but the neighborhoods look the same. You're gonna find nice, well-kept homes, primarily single-family homes and townhouses with lots of trees and not much road noise. It's classic suburbia. That also means it's a quieter, more predictable environment, which can be a big draw for families. So if these drawbacks have not scared you off, we're gonna dive into all the reasons you might love Burke. A nice feature about the homes in Burke is that they're gonna be somewhat larger than other surrounding areas. Having larger homes with extra amenities like a 2-car garage, a larger kitchen and bathroom, walk-in closets, that could be a big perk for growing families or anyone who just needs extra space. I happen to love the housing variety in Burke as far as selection. There are gonna be a few condos, but a lot of townhouses and single family homes as well. You're definitely gonna see some variation in architectural style, which largely depends on when the homes were built. Sure, there are a few areas with some newer homes Think something built within the last, say, 25 years or so, but the bulk of homes in Burke were built between the 70s and the 90s. Many Burke subdivisions have community pools, walking paths, as well as tennis and basketball courts. It's the kind of community where kids are running around the neighborhood, in and out of each other's homes, playing at the creek behind the park, shooting baskets in the middle of the street. Just truly middle class. On to our next pro, which is going to be the public schools. Living in Burke, you're going to fall in either the Lake Braddock or the Robinson pyramids, both of which are highly rated and sought after by parents in the region. I often spout how Fairfax County is home to some of the best public schools in Virginia. And at the same time, I also caution that schools can vary even within the same county. While in Burke, you have some overall pretty solid, if not excellent schools. Both Lake Braddock and Robinson are going to be secondary schools, which means they're going to serve students from 7th through 12th grade. So if you have kids between the age of, let's say, 12 and 18, they'll attend one of these schools based upon your home address. But even at the lower levels, I'm impressed. There are several elementary schools that serve the area, and the ratings all fall somewhere between slightly above average to some of the top in the county. So whether you consult Great Schools, Niche.com, or US News, you'll find that the test scores are solid, ratings are good, and even the online parent reviews tend to be favorable. The consensus among parents in the area is that Burke schools are a standout, and it's one of the top reasons they've chosen to live in the area. Burke is a great spot if you love the outdoors, thanks to all the parks and green spaces nearby. One of the highlights has to be Burke Lake Park. It's a massive 888-acre park with the beautiful 200+ acre lake right in the middle. There's a nearly 5-mile trail along the lake, and it's perfect for walking, jogging, or just biking around. There's also plenty to do like fishing, boating, or just enjoying a picnic. Families love it for the fun extras like the mini train, carousel, and ice cream stand. It's a place where you can spend the whole day into the evening. They host all types of events from guided campfire hikes to stargazing. They even have scavenger hunts and art classes. So when I say you can spend the day there, I really mean it. So whether you're looking for something fun to do with the kiddos or just want to enjoy a quiet night under the stars, there's something for everyone. But it's not just Burke Lake Park. Lake Braddock and Rolling Valley West parks also offer peaceful spots to relax or take a stroll. Beyond these parks, Burke itself is packed with walking and biking trails that wind throughout many neighborhoods. And a lot of these paths are tucked away, so it feels like you're discovering hidden trails when you go out. It's the kind of community where getting fresh air and staying active is really easy, no matter where you live. So there you have it. Those are the pros and cons of living in Burke. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do the pros outweigh the cons? Or were there enough drawbacks to make you rule out Burke altogether? If Burke sounds like it might be a good fit, or if you just want to talk through your options, click the link below to schedule your perfect home consultation. We'd love to help you find a place to call home. And if you have a quick question or just want to chat before then, shoot us a text or give us a call at 703-539-2053. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.